So there I was in jail for breaking into somebody's car. And I didn't even break in to steal the car. I didn't break in to steal something. I just broke it in because I was going to stay there forever. But then I was in there and I started like not being able to breathe. Like, get out of the car. So I got out of the car and like, oh, some man came out. He's like, "What are you doing in my car?" And I'm like, "Is this Israel's car?" He's like, "No, it's not Israel's car." So as soon as he said that, I started running away and stuff like that. They ended up catching me like a block away and shit like the cops did. They had called the cops and shit like that. But I was afraid like Israel was gonna get me. I don't know why, but like all this Jewish conspiracy gets to me every now and then. Like they really believe God exists. I don't believe God exists. It's not even I believe. He don't exist. He just don't exist. Dude. I like angels. Yeah, I believe in angels. I believe in angels and shit like that. But like that create humans. But they agree to it, you know what I'm saying? Like intelligent design, but it ain't God. I believe in intelligent design. Well, it's not that I believe, I know it is. You know, it's how we got 5 fingers, we know how to count and all that shit. Everybody has a different face, everybody has different fingerprints. It's intelligent design, you know, but we don't know who it is. But it ain't God. They have weaknesses, you know. I'm fucking man, I was gonna talk about the hallucinations. They're like, yeah, they took me to jail and I started hallucinating when I was in my cell. Like, I don't know what happened first. I think I got beat up by the cops. I don't know. Because they put me in that secluded room when I first got there. And it was intake. And when they finally did put me in my own room, I don't remember much of it right now. But it was like what I really remember the most of the hallucinations are like seeing my sister about this big, in a white Marilyn Monroe dress, and it was my sister, Lily, and she was like smiling and like flirting, not flirting with me, but just like acting like Marilyn Monroe in a flirtatious way, and it was my sister Lily, dude, and I was like, God, it just brought a tear to my eye, you know what I'm saying? Just watching that shit. You know, because my hallucinations kick ass. That's why I don't want to take the medication. They force me to take the medication. But like my hallucination was kicking ass and shit like that. And I was talking to I was seeing my sister in a Marilyn Monroe when she was like this big. She was like that big in a Marilyn Monroe dress, and it lasted for like 3 minutes. And at the same time, I was talking to Scarface. I was talking to Al Pacino, and he was saying, and he was dressed up in a suit and everything, like he was pretending to be Scarface all the way. And he was saying, Al Pacino was saying, "Don't listen to these motherfuckers. Don't fucking believe anything they say about me. Don't believe these motherfuckers." You know, and he kept fucking talking to me and shit like that. And there was a certain man there, and it said like 2 stories. The jail's 2 stories. He would go to the second story, and he's like, "You're never gonna catch that man." I don't know why I would want to catch him, but that's what they were saying, dude. You're never gonna catch that man. He went to a different moon. And I don't know what the hell they meant for that saying, but it was kind of weird the way they were saying. It's kind of sad, you know, the way they were saying it. They were telling me stories that made no sense whatsoever, like the voices were, as I was hallucinating Al Pacino and shit like that. But all I know is that there was a dream I had that night, like around that time, and I don't know why I injured my hand. I had an injured hand, so I don't know unless somebody did something to me. Like I think the cops said something about me injuring my hand, but I never witnessed it because I was blacked out. But when I did wake up, I would see my sister, and like other times I would see other things. But all I know was like during the time that I thought I was in a traffic accident. I thought I had been in a traffic accident when I was hallucinating. In my jail cell, I kept seeing a street. You know how it was dark. It was like dark. It was like dark at night, and the light was off. But they still had it had the other one was on. It was kind of dim, and like I kept thinking that I had gotten in a car accident or like some sort of accident, and that I was in a street. That I was in a street. And all I know is that one of those times that I was hallucinating that shit. That I was in a car accident, and I was hallucinating in the street. Freaking I had a dream that I was underneath a vehicle, and like it was like a dark blue. It was like a dark blue in the dream. And my friend was like, fight, vato, fight, vato. And I was like underneath a truck. And it was like a dark blue sky, like it was like a dark blue sun. I couldn't see the sun, but it was like a color that I've never seen before in a dream. It was like ultraviolet blue. Like ultraviolet blue, dark. And that was a Hollywood video, when I was fighting for my life. And when I woke up, I actually woke up wrestling. Like I was like wrestling with my neck. Like I was like wrestling with my neck and shit like that. Maybe those ants bit me. I don't know. There was a whole bunch of ants and shit like that. But all I know is that when I finally did get released, I couldn't really go home. Like they released me in Provo. I was in Spanish Fork Jail in Utah County. But they released me in Provo. Like I wanted to release, and I couldn't get home. Like I wanted to see Provo. I stood there in the corners of the street, walking back and forth all night. And I toured the city and shit like that. And they released me around the daytime, around morning, like after breakfast. But like it was like 12 o'clock at night when finally I saw an ambulance go to Springville. And like, oh shit. So I started being an ambulance chaser. And I'm like, oh, I remember when I lived, because I wasn't taking any medication. I refused to. And then I remember where I lived and I walked home and shit like that. And morning came. I finally got home. I started arguing with myself. And like, I was going to watch some porn. But like, I didn't. I started looking at Barney the Purple Dinosaur because these people brainwashed me about dinosaurs, even though I know they were never real. They never existed. But they brainwashed the shit out of me. Shit like that brainwashes me. It could be Mormons, dinosaurs, just weird shit that people say, and then I'll fucking go on a trip when I'm not taking medication and shit like that. One time I saw a pterodactyl, back in the day, around 2019, 2020. When I wasn't on medication, I saw a pterodactyl and I fucking fled back. It looked scary as fuck. I saw that fucking thing and I'm like, fuck this shit. That shit fucking looks evil. It looked evil to me. A pterodactyl looked evil to me. And it looked like it was covered in shit. Like really dark brown and ugly. It was like whatever, But all I know is that like my mom called the cops because I had 4 syringes that I had saved up just in case I needed to stab somebody with it. And like, but I threw them away. I said, fuck this shit, I ain't keeping with that. I threw them away. And my mom called the cops and told the fucking cops I had 4 syringes and shit like that. And the cops asked me if I was shooting up. And I kept saying that the birds had resuscitated me, that I don't need to go to a hospital, the birds can resuscitate me, they give you CPR and shit like that. I kept saying shit like that. And like, I kept saying I saw bitches and manholes, bitches and manholes, bitches and manholes in Spanish, putos y putas, and my toes were saying putos y putas, putos y putas. And they ended up taking me to the hospital where I ended up getting the Haldol. And I started fucking, whatever, being back to sanity. But like, to add to my story, I had a dream about twins, silver twins. They're both male, conjoined twins. Like, one side was here, one side was there. They were conjoined, and they both had just 2 legs. Not 4 legs, 2 legs, and they were conjoined in the top. Just like those other female twins that I have in my playlist or my like videos. But like, it was weird as fuck, and they were like hidden underground. like in my old house. But what I really wanted to say was this dream I had about hell. Not hell, but like these old folks, male and female, that went inside a machine with me. It looked like a radiograph, like a CAT scan machine. But this CAT scan, they put you all the way inside the machine. They put me all inside the machine. This was at the state hospital. It was before jail. And like they put me in this machine and shit like that. And they got close to me, and I was like fucking like really scared, like they were touching me and shit like that. And they're like, "Oh, he's gonna leave us. He's gonna die," and like I don't know, but the interpretation of that dream was like, because it was like really creepy the way they touched me and shit like that. And it was two people. And the interpretation of that dream was like they wanted to take me to a hell. And I ended up committing suicide in the dream. Which, because I kept like gnawing at my right arm and shit like that. I don't know what I was doing to my right arm. But it felt like injections like inside my right arm. They my voices started talking to me, and they're saying that I killed myself in a dream, so they couldn't take me to a hell like alternate realities and shit like that. Like they were different kind of angels. Like I piss off a lot of fucking people. I don't know why. I do. I just say shit that I feel like saying. I piss off a lot of people, but like that dream was fucking intense, dude. It was about the same dream where I dreamed my brother, like, he got in a car accident and his head ended up being chopped off. And he was, like, crawling in the freeway and shit like that. You know, and I kept hallucinating, like, that one show, Ridiculousness, where, that they have an image of a board. And this guy, like, falls on his head, and the image of him is all crooked, of him falling off a skateboard. That's how that dream felt like. I felt like I had been assaulted in my dream when I dreamt my brother died and that his head decapitated in a car accident. It was just a dream. He's all right. That he decapitated in an accident. But like, I feel like I got assaulted in that dream. That's how real it was. First, it was like someone trying to take me to their hell, you know, and like in an alternate reality. And then it was like seeing my brother in a car accident and shit like that, and like I actually felt like I got assaulted in that dream. It was horrible. I feel like someone was stomping on my head and shit like that. You know, I was in the state hospital, the criminal section and shit like that. And it's like those places can get violent like really fast. Those people are fucking crazy as hell. You know? Like that's just it, you know. Like the only trippy part about it was hallucinating the twins in a dream, and in real life hallucinating while I was awake, Marilyn Monroe's sister, you know, but like and Scarface, Al Pacino, and shit like that, saying not to believe anything they say about him, and that not to believe any of those motherfuckers. That's it. That's it for now, you know. But like I believe in angels, but I believe they can be defeated and shit like that. It's all like mortal. Everything's mortal. You can die and reincarnate. I believe in like reincarnation. And most of the time you'll be human, like you won't be an animal. That's just for show. That's just to feed us and shit like that. They don't have a soul. It's more like animation and shit like that. Almost like we're cartoons. Like we're never gonna find the real world. That's how it is. Only some certain things can find the real world, and we're never gonna find it. This is all animation and shit like that, but it's pretty fucking real. I feel sometimes I'm the only human left on Earth.